Welcome to Take360 presented by Guild Mortgage. I'm Casey Kaler. For those of you new to the show, Take360 allows you to see the impact of your support on the programs we provide. In this episode, you'll see how our Community Integration Department embodies one of our core pillars of Ability360's philosophy. Stick around until the end to hear from a donor talking about why she gives her support. It's one of the most basic human needs, independence. Moving into your own home is a vital part of that. But if the home isn't accessible, it can quickly become confining. Here's the story of one consumer working with our community integration team to modify his home and regain that independence.
In 2019, my neighbor accidentally started a fire, and because of the fire, it affected 4 apartments. They burned, including mine. And I think they punished all of us. They said, no more Section 8, and as your lease runs up, you're out of here. We all had to scatter. So here I am, new caregiver, new city. No clubs are open for me. So this door opener has been a blessing because I couldn't get out of my apartment and I couldn't get in.
Hi, my name is William Ferrara. My company is WM Ferrara General Contractor, and we've been working primarily doing home modifications for disabled people in the Metro Phoenix area and statewide Arizona. And so my job is primarily to ensure that the people are comfortable with what's going on in their home or apartment, if it may be. If you go into it understanding what those needs are, then that's how you best come out with a quality product at the end for the folks, because these are not cookie cutter type modifications. We try to make everything as custom as we can for the person that's receiving them based on their individual needs and abilities or disability. Ruben's unable to open the door, close the door on his own. So, if there's somebody at the front door that he wants to answer it, he's unable to do that. And if he's in his wheelchair and he wanted to leave, or if he's out and he wants to come back in, he couldn't open or close the door. So we put a automatic door opener in for him with remote control access. So he has what's essentially like a garage door opener, and you're really trying to do the best you can to help folks and hopefully do a small part to make their life a little bit easier, and in some cases it makes a big difference.
So with the door opener, I just press the button, my left armrest by my elbow, I just open my door like this. I just press on a button, door's opening, so it's made me independent. And as a matter of fact, going out, I'd like to step out, especially with the nice weather. I can't even do that if I didn't have that door opener. And now I can get in and out. I'm just like a free bird.
That's awesome for Ruben. He's finally able to come and go from his apartment as he pleases and regain his independence. If you or someone lives in a place that's not accessible to them, please reach out to our Community Integration Department to talk about home modifications. Not only does our Community Integration team help with home modifications, but they also provide support groups. So now, here's a story about our men's support groups and about how connecting with others like yourself is a springboard to social independence.
My name is Douglas West. I'm the Community Living Options Coordinator, and my role in the men's group is to help plan, facilitate, and run the men's group. Ability360 has 2 different men's groups. Mine is the Community Living Options Program men's group that is specific to individuals living with cognitive and or developmental disabilities. Throughout the COVID pandemic, we've been using the Zoom virtual platform, and that has actually helped keep the group running and keeping the guys connected and working on their goals, staying in touch with their friends. So we've been really fortunate to be able to use Zoom so the guys can still see one another, which has helped the guys a lot with their social isolation. The men's group is open to any guy over the age of 18 that lives with a cognitive or developmental disability. There's no specific requirement otherwise. We don't need like a doctor's note, a doctor's referral, insurance information. It's really just about trying to get the word out, let people know that this program exists. And a lot of the guys miss being in person, but over time they've adjusted and learned how to use the Zoom platform and have gotten over their anxiety, and they've helped each other out by being able to use the app.
Hello, my name is Frank Maher, and I been in the men's group since it first started. We talk about our issues, and we also talk about team building, confidence and self-esteem, how to improve oneself.
I've worked with Frank since I started at Ability 360 nearly 5 years ago, and he didn't make eye contact. He would shake. He was very hands-off, would stay away from everybody in the group. But over time, he's just asserted himself where he can talk to anybody. He starts conversations. He's comfortable kind of chiming in and adding to the conversation. Frank is actually presented in the men's group, so he's gone from being very shy, very anxious, very scared, to being a very active, vocal member of the men's group.
I've learned a lot of things, but the most important thing is that acceptance and patience.
If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that we all need some type of social interaction. The men's group that you just saw are vital to the emotional and mental health of people who are a part of them. From home modification to support groups, our community integration team is able to provide consumers with multiple ways of achieving independence. And all of this is made possible, in part, through the generosity of donors like yourself. One of our wonderful donors, Tammy Ryan, sat down with us to share why she donates. Thank you again for watching Take360 and for all your support. We'll see you in 2021. Happy holidays.
I am Tammy Ryan. I am a native of Arizona. I learned about Ability 360 from a friend of mine. So she had been asking us for a little while to come down and take a tour, and we finally did. And we've been a donor ever since, every year. The facility and how clean it was and how friendly everybody was. I think that just, it changed our minds that we wanted to continue to support the empowerment of people with disabilities and wanting them to live a life, the same as everybody else. And I know that Ability 360 has helped people mentally, physically. They help so many different types of people. And so to see people, with a smile on their face and interacting with each other, really it's just really something special. They are unbelievably good stewards of your money. You're always aware of the different types of programs that they're doing. But I feel like Ability 360 reaches out consistently throughout the year. Even just as simple during this pandemic to be, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? So I think if you're considering it, get down there and see what you can of the facilities, and you kind of feel like you're donating and you're part of the family.